Hey Superior folks, welcome back for part 2 of Coffee and Clothing. Today we'll be going over sustainability and the future of thrifting. If you haven't seen part 1, check that out.
I got into vintage reselling when we had opened our shop. I mean, it is just the best answer to the younger generation's need for exclusivity and to look different than the next. You go into these big box stores and they're selling millions of the same design. And then you follow these brands like Supreme, while they're limited in exclusivity, you go to school and you see 10 people wearing the same design. But with vintage, these designs were made at a small point in time, and then the brand either fell apart or distribution disbanded, and that design is just like a thumbprint in time. Vintage just became that joy. You know, there's thrift stores on every corner. You can pop in and it's the same feeling of scratching off a scratcher ticket. You know, are you gonna hit big or are you gonna flop? You know, some of these vintage pieces, there are collectors out there avidly looking for them. I've found shirts that I hope to hand down to my kids.
Well, as a manufacturer, that's the goal, right? Is you're producing something that you have a connection with, and you want it to be timeless. That's the whole reason that we got into this shit, is like building timeless collection. What do you think is next with this whole thing?
I mean, I hate to say more. Like you said, there's 52 micro weeks. I feel that.
Yeah.
Every week there's a brand hyping up this week's drop. The overconsumption is at an all-time high. I worked at Goodwill for 3 months at the beginning of the year, just to literally, like, I was so interested in where do these clothes come from? Where do they go after they go back behind the doors? The vintage collectors are pulling out a lot. There is still a lot that is headed to the landfill. I just think that, you know, people need to, like we've said all along, like, think timelessly.
What I think is cool is, like, you know, I have clothing and stuff that I've been attached to for multiple decades or a decade plus, and I think that becomes then the story. Now it's like I really do have a connection to the apparel that I wear, and I think that's what's so cool and what got me and probably you into this industry in the beginning. But ultimately, to be a sustainable brand, you want to figure out how to produce only the necessary amount and stop the abundance. And so printers and people in this industry that are like trying to push for sustainability should understand the message of Patagonia, and they genuinely say, like, if you want to support this, like, buy a piece and have it for 10 plus years. That's a dope message to say, and if we can, like, instill that philosophy into brand owners and consumers, I think that's the only way for us to make, like, a real impact on this thing that's kind of spiraling out of control, which is fast fashion. The carbon emissions from apparel manufacturing is more than all international flights and boats and commerce and shipping all put together. Fast fashion is a term that we all need to be diligent about and understand what it means. And it's the thing that devalues everything that we love about apparel. This is a cool little, like, bubble of a conversation that hopefully stimulates people to come forward and just think differently about how they have in the past, of how they can be a conscious consumer. That's the best way that we can make change. So what's your kind of focus right now, and where can people, like, buy some of these vintage collectible pieces?
Focused on vending in person, meeting people at events. I do put up pieces on my web store. That is diggindaves.com. I put stuff up there weekly that I go and dig.
All right, Diggin Dave, Superior Inc., all made. Check it out, and we'll see you on the next episode, folks.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed our conversation today. Please subscribe below if you'd like to learn more about the apparel industry and our company, and have a great day. Skirt.